Hello, welcome to Yarn Chaos, episode 7. This is Birgitta. I'm a maker from Iceland.
And I'm her mom, Edda Soffía. A maker from Iceland also.
She goes by Sophia sometimes.
Yeah.
So we are back. I promised I would bring her back on the podcast, and so we're here because we are going together on a sewing retreat next Thursday, and we're going to be for 4 days. We won't be back till Sunday, and we've gone a couple of times before. You more than I kind of got invited into the sewing retreat, and I'm super excited because while this one has a sewing room and is very good at sewing on a regular, I am not. So I'm hoping that this will kind of invigorate my sewing spirit, and I will get some things done on the retreat for sure, but continue then afterwards to work on some sewing projects. So we'll talk about that at the end.
Yeah.
So we're podcasting at your place.
Yeah. Outside.
Yeah. And there's a road on the other side of these
Of the houses over there. Yeah.
There's like a row of houses and a street, and the main road, the ring road around Iceland, is on the other side. So you're gonna hear some cars, and hopefully that's just soothing background music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's outside.
We are outside, so you will hear some outside noises. I did buy a microphone, and I'm hoping that it's gonna pick up our voices outside. And I have a little plush thing, so the wind shouldn't get into it, but it's very, very mild weather right now, so that shouldn't be a problem. But we're just going to get into it. We're going to show what we're working on, some of the things that we have finished. And I have 2 finished things. What do you have?
Yeah, I have one finished thing, but it's not completely finished because I have to sew in the ends. But
wash it.
Yeah, and wash it and everything. Yeah,
I count that finished.
I don't.
It's finished.
Yeah.
If you're done with the knit and then you just have the little 10%, it's done. Well, you know. So what are you working on?
I'm kind of embarrassed.
Okay. Why?
Because my sewing friends, we decided to make ourselves Christmas sweaters.
When did you decide this?
Before Christmas, the last meeting before Christmas, we decided, and we have started knitting them. It's a big job, and it's good to have 8, 9, 10 months.
10 months to finish a Christmas sweater?
Yeah.
But to be fair, it is a big job because it's very fine yarn.
Yeah, and I can always have it by my side by my chair and do some other things and work on that in between. And yeah, I think it's
Okay, so show us. Bring it out. Let's see it. Because it is also an all-over colorwork sweater.
yeah, it is.
That's why it is it's fine yarn, small needles,
Yeah.
all-over colorwork sweater. Christmas sweater.
I thought that was forbidden to talk about Christmas in February, in March. Yeah, no, I'll
I don't
show
think
you.
so.
I just started. Oh, and everything's coming undone.
Where's your needle stoppers now?
Yeah, really, they're in the house.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Of all the projects.
Anyway, this is my sweater. It just started. And
Okay.
yeah, that's fine.
We've
They
got-
think
we've
we're
got-
talking to our friend. And this is some of the pattern.
Let me see.
Yeah, I don't want to show it because it's a pay-for pattern.
Yeah.
But this is the first 3. And I haven't printed out the rest. But
Let me see. Can I see it?
yeah.
This is gonna be. This is so wearable too because it's so thin.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be real nice, and I'm gonna show you. This is the sweater, so it's gonna be a big jump,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be fun.
It was pretty popular. What, last Christmas or the one before that?
Yeah, I think last Christmas a lot of like sewing name and knitting friends or making it, like groups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of a group of teachers who had
Yeah.
come together and they all made themselves one. But this is going to be a great
Yeah.
sweater for Christmas.
Yep, it's gonna be fun to have that. This is just my first Christmas sweater. Then I'm gonna make another one that's actually not as colorful.
No, but what yarn are you using?
I'm using Sisu. It's Santa's garn, and this is just color 1001.
So you have white, red.
White, and then I have the red. That's color 4219, and green. That's color 8552. And then I bought one more, and that's like a curry.
Yeah, like a golden yellow.
Yeah.
Like a curry.
23, 25, but I don't think I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna get myself a brown one for the gingerbread man and
Okay. Okay. So the green, red, and white is the main,
yeah, these are the main colors.
and then the others just kind of like
Yeah,
accent.
and I could also just find something that I have in my stash. But yeah, I'm gonna see.
I think you're kind of like ticking off on my wish list because this year instead of making like a make 9 like you see on Instagram, I didn't want to commit to that because I've never followed through on it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But one of I made like a little wish list, and one of them was an all-over colorwork sweater, and I also want to do a Christmas sweater.
Yeah.
And I think that's but I do have one planned. I think it's the same one that Finnish Knitting Stories, Janna.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the one from Scantier Knits.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah.
I put it on it's on my Instagram.
Yeah.
I put it in as the February challenge.
Yeah.
I put that in there. So I'll be doing a Christmas sweater too. Maybe I'll cast on and be with you, knitting
How
Christmas
about
sweaters. So you're not by yourself. Yeah. But it's nothing to feel silly about. We're Christmas people here.
Yeah, we are.
I'm still working on my test knit, the Weronika sweater, and I am getting pretty far. So I finished the body, and it has this beautiful cable on each side, like that runs down the side seam, and I finished the bottom, which is really nice.
It's so pretty.
And then it's flipped and you sew it down. this was way easier than I thought.
Oh yeah.
It seemed kind of intimidating, but it was very easy.
Yeah.
Everything about the sweater's been very, very just nice. And I am pretty far on the sleeve, and it's balloon sleeves, and it has like cables at the cuff. So the cuff is very detailed, and it's kind of makes the sweater. The balloon sleeves and the cuff with the cables, and then there's eye cords here that you tie in a bow. So it's very feminine, blues, you know.
Oh yeah. It's gonna look so pretty.
And I see I pulled my needle out.
Yeah.
But I'm using mohair, kid silk, drops kid. What am I saying it wrong? Drops kid silk mohair. This is color 32, and this is a hand dyed company here in Iceland called Belle. I'll have them in the description box below. And this is called Melon or Melóna, and it's an 80-20 blend, I believe. Yeah. So these together,
Beautiful.
And I'm so distracted. There's people around us. Yeah, and so that's what I'm working on currently. Do you have anything else you're working on?
Yes, I do.
Tag you it.
Yeah. Anyway, this is I was knitting that last time. Last time I was on.
Mm-hmm.
That's Weronika Sweater, and almost done.
Yeah.
Just about done with the sleeve, and then I do the cuff, and then
And
just
she's-
off to the
Luna is her
my granddaughter.
granddaughter, and she's very particular about her sleeves. They can't be too long. So
know.
you've been like just knitting it slowly, and then you had to measure, and
Then I
now
had to
it's
stop
yeah
and try it on.
and try it on, and she wasn't really ready for that, and
Yeah.
so but it's very soft. I think she's gonna wear it a ton.
I think so. I
Yeah.
love that yarn.
Yeah.
It's
It makes such a soft fabric.
yeah, it's drops baby merino, and these are colors that I had in my stash.
Yeah, this is a
Yeah.
stash project.
Yeah, I would have made it purple and pink if it would.
If you were buying the yarn.
Yeah, but
she
I
was
wasn't. I was just using up my stash. I like to. I think I always do that in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
I try to find something from my stash that I can. I start the year
By
with
working some
good
intentions.
intention.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I start buying.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is has been such a pleasure because it it is so good to knit with that yarn. And also I was listening to a podcast. Daki, yeah.
Daki from Wool in the Forest.
Yeah, and she was talking about knitting needles, and that wooden needles are better for your fingers, and my fingers are not good. They're getting tired from knitting. So I tried to or I bought Haya with
Are
the
those
bamboo,
bamboo?
yeah. And I like
What
knitting
size-
with
what-
them.
what size is
Three
it? This is a
millimeter.
Because I want to buy some in 2.5 for socks.
Yeah, that's gonna be, yeah,
Iffy if you're knitting
Yeah.
them loose, if they're on DPNs.
yeah. If you're gonna knit loose, but yeah, that
I'm gonna try it.
buy a couple.
Buy a couple. But the thing is, since we're talking about Daki, she has the Wool and Forest podcast, and she just recently started another podcast under the same name, but it's called Amber and something. I'll put it on the screen, and her link will be in the description box. But she has a beautiful podcast, and the way she edits, it just takes you into some kind of like a dreamland. And she just shows like her baking bread, and she just kind of incorporates kind of her life living in the north of
I
Washington
think it's,
State.
yeah,
She calls it the hidden that.
Isn't she by Seattle or something?
She's like way up there. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's a beautiful podcast, and you totally get lost in this world of hers. But she said that she doesn't always have the time to go very detailed into talking about knitting, so she has a separate one now, and one episode is out, and it's called Amber and something, and there she just went into details on just like knowing. She talks a lot about like the waste and like economy and like knowing where your things come from and enjoying your knit and really being like present in your knit and like not just knitting away and just trying to get it done, but to like pause,
enjoy your
enjoy
knitting.
it and observe it. And when she was talking about that, I've been thinking about that with my hands too. And I used to do magic loop on 2.25 with Chowgu. And when I did that, I was hooked my little pinky somehow, and I was always trying to make it a very tight fabric. And so I would tension my yarn so much, and my hands would be so stiff, and I just can't anymore. Like I thought I just couldn't make socks anymore. And so I was like, I'm gonna try DPNs, and that was better.
Yeah.
But I was still using metal needles. And after watching her episode, I'm gonna buy some wooden ones.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to do as she says, to like listen to your body. What is it telling you?
Yeah.
How does it feel knitting with metal as opposed to wooden needles? And yeah. And I think that kind of just I don't know if I should talk about the socks that I was just finishing, because I'm talking about socks. Do you mind?
Yeah.
So talking about knitting socks, these I finished just this past week. I had one done on my last episode and was working on the other one. I had just finished the cuff, I believe. But these I'm using
Icewear?
Icewear has a yarn store now, which is called Icewear Garn Yarn. And this is called Saga Yrja, which is the sock weight 80/20 that they have. And I kept saying that their wool is not from Icelandic sheep.
No, it's from New Zealand.
And I kept saying the Netherlands in my last episode. Yeah. I put in the description box a little edit, but if you hadn't read it, and so it's from New Zealand. Yeah. They get their wool from there, and they don't just have the sock, they have all kinds of bases. And if you didn't watch the last episode, I put a clip from when we went to visit the store, and it's just wall to wall packed full of wool and color and different types of yarns and hand dyers as well, and all kinds of stuff. Colors, just all kinds of stuff. So I've only tried their sock yarn, and I knit these on DPNs top down. And I used to do, I'm like going totally against what I used to do 2 at a time, toe up, magic loop using Chowgus, and I would swear by those needles. And now I'm doing a Knit Pro Zings, DPNs from top down, and this is just kind of like a basket weave pattern that I have 5 stitches knit, 5 stitches purled, and then I switched them in the next row, and there are 10 rows, and then I did an Eye of Partridge heel flap, and oh, hold on, sorry. Okay, so I had to pause. We had a little minor emergency that turned out to be okay. My daughter called. She was at work and cut her finger, but we've attended to it, and it's okay. We don't need stitches. All is good. Yeah. And she's off. So, but I was talking about these socks, and basically that I'll just let you guys know how the yarn holds up. Yeah. And
it will be fun to see how the yarn.
I haven't washed it, so it hasn't bloomed.
It's a little bit thicker than.
Yeah, it's not fingering weight.
No.
which is great. On the yarn ball it says to use 4 to 4.5 millimeters, and I use 2.5 so that I could just knit without killing my hands, but I would still get a tight fabric. And so my plan going forward is to try wooden DPNs and continue just doing DK weight socks. So my hand-dyed yarn that's fingering weight will just be for shawls and things like that, at least for now. So and the toe that I use is not a circular one, it's the same one you use for mittens. You decrease 4 spots with just 2
on each side.
On each side. So looks like that. But so it hasn't bloomed, and I also find that I used to do what is that called, where you cut into it?
Afterthought
heel. That used to be my go-to thing. I love doing it. And then I moved on to heel flap and gusset, fish lips kiss heel, and used that for a long time. But I realized I just kind of pull them down, and they don't fit.
They don't sit so good.
They don't sit well on the heel. They always end up somehow like half underneath. So I've fought having to do heel flap and gusset all these years, and now I'm just going to embrace it. And it fits my foot really well, and so that's my go-to.
And also the heel that Jooles make, So Sweet Violet.
Oh, I love that. If you're doing toe up, she has a pattern that she did with Amy from Tailoress. Right? They did that together, right?
One of them.
One of the patterns, but they if you need the same feel as a heel flap and gusset, but you like to knit toe up, I would check Jooles patterns. But that you get the same look like you are knitting top down.
You get a gusset, but
and then you just turn, knit a little while, and then you can go back into pattern.
I have a heel flap and gusset on now, so I can't even seal my socks.
No. But the funny thing is that I bought these blockers like years ago, thinking that I would actually wash and block my socks after I made them.
No.
No. Do you do that?
No.
So I'll knit
them on the heater. 2 at a time, and I just
kind of like stretch them out a little bit.
and make them
flatten them out,
and put them 2 at a time on the heater.
And that's how you block
in the
yours.
bathroom.
Like the towel heaters.
That's towel.
I don't even do that. I finish my sock and wear it like sometimes not even with the ends woven in.
I know.
And then I get like the look.
Then Mama comes.
And then she's just like, Birgitta, what are you doing?
I can't stand them.
Like I even wash them with loose. I don't know. I'm a rule breaker.
But then again, I was known for always forgetting one end somewhere.
You would make stuff for the kids. When they were younger, and I would always find one end that hadn't been like under the arm or somewhere. But it's funny that now that I'm podcasting, that now I actually have a purpose for these blockers.
That's
to show you all. Ta-da! Because otherwise I don't use them. They've just been in my hand make closet, or like my closet that I have all my hobby stuff in. So so that's funny. So that's it. It's that for those socks.
Don't you have anything else that you're knitting on?
I do. Well, not that I'm knitting on. I left that at home. It's just I'm basically trying to focus on the Weronika sweater, and I'm gonna try to finish the sleeves in the next 2 weeks. Because we are going on the sewing trip. And I honestly don't have to be done with it until the end of March. But I do have something to show. So I have 2 things to show. So I made these fingerless mitts without a pattern. I just needed something easy. I just cast on a cuff and just decided to make fingerless mitts. They were really big on me. They look a little like, you can see they're like all wrinkly, but they like fit loose, and there's fabric here, but there was way more. I think the fabric came out like this much. I think it was like it was a lot. So I threw them in the wash this morning on 40 degrees Celsius, with just another load of clothes, and they still hadn't felt that much, so I just kind of threw it in the dryer with doing like you did on accident with my
with your
pumpkin spice latte mittens. So I was like, I'll just throw it in the dryer, maybe that'll be it, because I wanted it to be ready today, and it still didn't shrink that much, so I'm gonna try again.
Yeah. What kind of yarn is it?
I think it's Léttlopi. It was something in my...
No,
you don't
this
think
is
it
not.
is?
No.
What is it? It's some kind of wool, but it's not. Because
It's
if it
not
was
Léttlopi.
Léttlopi, it would have felted more.
It would have.
But it's not. So I'm not sure.
And
what
this
it
is not a color of Léttlopi.
No.
No.
So if it was Léttlopi, it would have felted, but it's not. So I'm gonna try again, because I'm not gonna use them anyway. So
Give it to Caleb.
yeah, well, he's not going to use it. I don't think
No.
he uses fingerless mitts, but my plan is to try again, maybe with higher heat.
60.
Maybe 60
Yeah.
now, and see how that goes. And but I'm not done, because I've been like really excited about embroidery, and I'm seeing it everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And so my plan for these is to make some sort of like, I'm going to like hone in Melody Hoffman's like, you know, creative person, or Fiber Tales creativeness or something, and do some kind of like a leaf motif.
Do Sarah. Do Sarah from It's a Sarah.
It's a Sarah.
She made
She made such a cute. She called it
woolen tattoo.
her woolen tattoo.
Yeah.
Okay, so It's a Sarah is a podcaster from the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I kept saying the Netherlands, because I had been watching her. She was making a vlog every single day in February, and I recommend you go see her. But she did the Felix cardigan. She was knitting on that all of February. She finished it before the end of the month, and then it's just a very plain cardigan with like some really nice raglan detail.
Yeah, it has like a lace pattern here.
Yeah, like, and it looks like leaves.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's pretty plain.
It's really plain.
And she decided to put a woolly tattoo. So she embroidered here just like it was a straight line, but it had leaves and stuff, and like a flower in the middle. And I like saw that, and I've been seeing embroidery everywhere. And I've got your book on my nightstand, and I'm like, by Alicia Paulson.
Yeah.
And I've been looking at that book, and I've just seen embroidery everywhere. And so when I saw Sarah do it, I was like, yes. And then she called it a woolen tattoo. I was like, oh, that is so good. Like that's perfect. Going in my vocabulary. I said that to Mom. I was like, that is a permanent word in my vocabulary now. Yeah. So when I talk about these next, I'm going to talk about my woolen tattoo on my mitts. But I'm going to make some kind of like a nature motif. And kind of channel Sarah's vibes and Fiber Tales and Melody Hoffman's, and for these. Maybe I'll wear these because I'm getting kind of cold.
Yeah, it's good to have these on. Yeah. I put these on.
Even though they're a little big.
I knit that and these many years ago.
I love those.
Yeah.
Those, I have that pattern, and I've wanted to knit them for years.
Yeah, they're really nice. Mm-hmm. I feel like they're kind of crooked on me.
Like off-centered a little bit?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's funny. Well, I'll mention these later on.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about them, but then I was watching this morning. I woke up so early. I was watching Sarah from Fiber Track. Fiber Track.
Was she wearing hers?
And she was wearing hers, and I thought, hey, that's so nice. Because it has the moon. Mm-hmm. I didn't know. I forgot all about that.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because Sarah from Fiber Trek.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a little side story real fast. So on my last episode, I got a comment. And it had something. I don't know word for word how it was worded, but it was something in reference to the song that I'm using in my intro and outro. The song is by LESFM, In the Forest, and it is a royalty-free song that anybody can use. And someone commented that they found it odd or peculiar or something. I don't remember the wording, but something having to do that another podcaster was using that song, and that it made them feel uncomfortable hearing the song on my podcast. I'm a very new podcaster. I've only been doing this since January. And when I saw that, I was just like, okay, wait a minute. Let me just kind of sit with this a little bit. And it is royalty-free music. And I've seen this happen on other podcasts where they use similar music and stuff.
Yeah, all the time.
But this commenter referenced to Sarah from Fiber Trek. And I remember like going on her YouTube account real fast and like opening up a couple of her videos real fast and just kind of seeing, and I was like, okay. And she's been podcasting for like 8 years. Yeah. Which I know now. I didn't know then, but I went back and I answered the comment and I said that we must be, what did I say?
Kindred spirits.
Yeah, we must be kindred spirits, and wow, that's so distracting. Anyway, I said that we must be kindred spirits, and since we, chose the same song, and looking at the stuff that she was making, I was like, yeah. So since then, I've binge watched her. I told Mom about her. We've been and talking about her, and like you came over this week, and I just put her on in the background, and it is so funny because since then I am so thankful that this comment came through, because I found her that way. Yeah, I wouldn't have known about her otherwise. At least not right now.
And you wrote to her.
And I wrote to her, and I said that I had that a follower of hers had seen that I was using the same music, and that it made her feel uncomfortable. And Sarah's response was very. She said, like I had thought that this happens with royalty-free music. People use it, and the artist behind the music, she said that he deserves to get more recognition, and that I should definitely keep using it, because it gives him a shout out, and gets his music heard.
That's right.
And then because I've been binge watching her, she also said that we have just a different style with podcasting, and that she's totally fine with it. And I just kind of felt like, even though it's not her song and her music, she's been podcasting for 8 years. I'm new to the scene, and I didn't want to be, I thought I was being original, but I guess you never are with royalty-free music. So,
you're not.
And but we've been binge watching her, and everything that I saw, I was saying to Mom, I was like, we really are kindred spirits, because this pattern I've owned for a couple years. Mom knitted up right away, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. I never did, but I love it. And she was wearing them. Yeah. And then she quilts. She paints. She does so many, like,
clay work.
Yeah, and like she does. I don't remember the word, but when you use leaves and things, and you dye fabric with it. I mean, she does it all, and she lives in a cabin in Maine, and just like that dream life. Like if I had a second life, that's what I'd be living. Yeah, and I'd be doing the things, and because even like the fabric she chooses for her quilts is like foresty and mystical and fairy-ish. Like fairy tale kind of,
you just wait. I found something this morning, and I was like, I have to get that pattern.
Oh, really?
It's the moon and all the phases.
That's what I was. Moon. Yeah. I saw that. Yeah. So she made a moon, like the phases of the moon quilt. So just everything that she was doing just resonated, and I was like, oh, that's fabric that I would buy, or mitts that I already have in my pattern stash and I've yet to make, or there was just a lot of stuff that I feel like we had in common, and obviously Mom's fallen in love with her and the stuff that she makes. So I would definitely go over there and take a look if you haven't already. She has a beautiful podcast, and she even has a Patreon that I'm thinking about supporting, to like see the back end of it, and like the other. She puts like an extra episode out for Patreon.
Yeah, once to twice a month.
Yep. So that was really exciting to like stumble upon like a kindred spirit that's doing the same kind of thing. And the other thing that I thought was funny, it kind of felt to me like full circle, because in one of her episodes she talks about Nicole from A Gentle Knitter, and she's in Canada. Yeah. She hasn't podcast for like a year, but but she's been podcasting for a couple of years, and I remember I've watched her podcast since the first one.
Yeah, me too.
And the minute I heard her intro song with Mary Socks, I'm not sure how to say her last name. It's S-O-U-X, I believe, or S-I-O-U-X. But she had a song in her intro on the Gentle Knitter podcast that I loved. And when I heard that song, it was another one of those songs that just kind of hits you. And I was like, I need to know who this is. And I looked her up, and I've got all her songs now, and I've been listening to it for many years.
Yeah.
And it's just funny to stumble upon Sarah from Fiber Trek through a song, and knowing that they know each other. And I've been watching Nicole for all these years, and so have you.
Yeah.
So it just kind of felt like a full circle kind of moment. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
Anyway, we keep on.
Keep on. We're losing light.
Yeah.
It does still kind of look bright on the camera, but we need to hurry up.
Yeah.
So I'll keep this since I've been blabbering. Why don't you talk about what you have?
Well, this I bought yarn for 2 of these. This is just a thing.
I'll hold it up and you can talk to the camera.
What is that called?
A vest?
No, it's not a vest. It's for the summer.
Like a tank top.
Yeah, tank top. And I liked it because it had these wide shoulder straps, or shoulders, and it had the deep neck line. And the yarn is from Drops. It's called Belle. And it's cotton, viscose, and linen. It's like 14% linen, but I like that, and I bought 2 of these, and made one now, and I'm thinking about buying. Pattern from Pia Trans. Yeah, she's a Danish 50 Fabulous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love her.
Yeah.
Too bad that she puts out 1 week it's in Danish and 1 week it's in English.
Yeah.
So it's every other week in English. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she has some kind of top, and there are in the back here, if we turn it around, in the back here, there are 3 bees.
That she embroiders?
No, she knits it.
Oh.
And there are 3 bees here in a row. And I liked it so much. I like these kind of things, and on my knitting. And so I'm going to buy that pattern from Pia and try to put that into that pattern.
Into this pattern.
Yeah.
So it's like a Franken pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put the bees here.
I think that's going to look great.
I think so.
So, yeah, I wonder how
but the other one is kind of cream color and or lighter color.
You wear a lot of these in the summertime.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you've done that for years.
Yeah.
But the fabric is really good on that, and I love that color.
I know, I love that color too. This is like my color. But now
I think that's a good idea. I wonder if she does baubles and then sews after, or however. I'm curious how she makes the bees.
No, there are no bubbles. You know, I don't like bubbles.
I know you don't like bubbles. That's
You love bubbles.
I love bubbles. Mom can't stand making bubbles.
Yeah.
But I wonder how they're made.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got one more thing, and then we can talk about the sewing retreat. Do you have anything else?
No, I don't have anything else.
So the last thing is I was scrolling on Instagram, and I saw Molly of A Homespun House knitting these tiny little scrunchies, and I thought they were so cute. This is leftovers from my love note, and it's a hand-dyed yarn in like a pale peachy pink from Vastness, and I knit this on 2.25 needles, and the pattern name is Spruce, I believe, and her name is Margaret, the one who's designing. We have viewers over here peeking through the windows. We're almost done. So I made this scrunchie using fingering weight, and then last night after finishing it off and doing the sewing and stuff, I decided to this is like
neon
yellow. And I held it double, and I used 4 4.5, I think, 4mm or 4.5, and I just followed the pattern exactly, so it just became like a bigger tube that I used, but it works the same, and I actually kind of like it. I feel like it stretches more.
Yeah.
And the yarn I used for this is what I'm going to use as
For the blanket.
For the blanket.
Yeah.
So I've got a mitered square huge blanket that I want to do an I-cord edging on, and I have 2 of these. I may have to buy another one since I used up all this, but that's okay. Then I'll just buy another one, because right now I have no urge to make that I-cord edge. So until then.
This is really bright
so
out
bright.
here.
Look at this. This is insane. But I was thinking how cute this would look on Abigail, because she has like dark curls, and I think this would look so cute if she has like a high ponytail.
Yeah.
It'll pop.
Yeah. So one thing I would like to say, in Iceland, when we speak Icelandic, we say "já, já, já," all the time.
Yeah, já being yes.
Yeah. And so when we speak English together, we keep on saying, yeah, yeah, yeah. And we were laughing so hard when we were watching the last
episode that we did together.
Yeah. And everybody was just crying. They were laughing so hard.
Everybody being my younger 2 sisters. We were all watching it together.
And
Caleb.
And because we keep on saying, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like when you don't realize how you interact with people until you videotape yourself, and then you have to sit back and spend like double the time with yourself because you have to edit. And we were just like yeah. You'd say something, I'd be like yeah.
And now this time I keep on trying to remember just to do that,
just to nod and not say yeah, because it's one of those things, where people just, it's like a filler in a sentence, where people say other people say
we say yeah,
we say yow, and or yeah. Anyway, that was funny. It is funny to edit yourself. But
so the retreat.
Talking about the retreat. So we are going. Last time we went together. When was that?
It was at the same time a year ago.
Did we go last year?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we went on a Friday, and we came back on a Sunday.
Yeah.
This time we are going to go on a Thursday, and have 2 full days. Friday and Saturday, and come back on Sunday. And you're probably completely ready.
Yeah,
almost.
I am ready, and I keep on cutting something down so I can take it with me.
Quilting thing. It's a sewing retreat.
Yeah,
but we're
so
quilting.
I keep on making something ready, and then I keep on sewing it together.
Oh,
so
you just instead of collecting, you're just working. Difference between us.
So
well, I've got my bag and I've put 2 projects in it, but I've got to use the weekend well and the next couple days and next week.
Yeah, we have all week, all the way to Thursday.
And I had this idea, because it is like, it's a full-on retreat. We go there and we bring all of our stuff. You bring your own sewing machine. There's tables there. And it's a bunch of women there in like a big open room. And there's sleeping quarters, and there's a full kitchen where they oversee the breakfast. They cook lunch and dinner for us. They bring coffee in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So we're talking about like completely being spoiled for a couple of days.
Oh yeah.
Where we are just creating and sipping on coffee and tea and maybe some wine in the evening.
Oh no.
What? And
Baileys in the cup. No, I mean
chocolate and like crooked lines. No, but yeah, it's like a full-on retreat. We're really excited, and I thought about it last night if I should vlog it.
That would be fun.
It would be kind of fun. So I thought, because I won't be putting up an episode most likely next week, so I thought it would be fun to kind of like vlog the prepping. And just us setting up and kind of just whatever I feel like is appropriate and is comfortable, because there's going to be a lot of women there. I don't want to be videoing if they find it uncomfortable, but like just little stuff for us. Like I can just zoom in and show what you're doing, and we can like talk outside and that sort of thing. So I thought, it's doable.
Yeah.
So, so if you would like, you can come along with us, and
and we will be having our knitting with us.
Yeah.
If we get tired of sewing, we will be knitting.
Yeah. And
everybody does.
We do that a lot at nighttime, right? Like
Yeah.
in the evening, we'll sit and knit. Some are sewing, but we'll see how it goes. But I think that will be fun.
I think so.
Yeah.
That will be fun.
So, so we're gonna take you along with us on the sewing retreat, and we hope you enjoy that. I had some acquisitions. I'm just gonna show it next time.
Yeah, it's getting kind of
late,
long.
and we're losing light, and we've got people waiting that just came home.
It's late.
It's late, yeah. It's 20 after 7 in Iceland, but the light is out. Like this is spring. This is March.
Yeah.
Spring is in the air. The light has returned.
Yeah. And we're sitting here under quilts.
Like a bunch of quilts. Look at this. This is all quilts my mom has made. This one's beautiful. This is just like what would you say? What kind of flower would you say this is?
Maybe daisies.
Daisies or something?
It's
Yeah. And we're sitting on blankets. We've got blankets on top of us.
It's not blankets, it's quilts.
Okay, quilts. Well, you're sitting on a crocheted blanket.
Yeah, I am.
But anyway, so we hope you enjoyed this episode. I promised I would bring Mom back on, and we will be back together next week.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Yeah. Thank you for having me again.
Yeah.
And it was fun being on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you can find her on Instagram as Edda Soffía.
I'm not.
She's not very active. I keep telling her that she needs to because she makes these beautiful things, but just to get better at photographing it for memory's sake and popping it on Instagram.
Yeah, I need to do that, but I just don't.
No, that's like me.
I like knitting.
Yeah.
Or sewing.
Not so
I don't
much picture
like
taking.
No.
Mm-mm. We're working on it.
Yeah.
And you can find me on Instagram as Yarn Chaos. And I'm also trying to be better about posting. I posted all of February during some challenge. I haven't posted anything since that finished, so I need to get to it.
You did really good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you missed any day.
One day, the 26th, I forgot. It was a Sunday, so I just did that on that Monday. I did 26 separate and then 27 in one day. Yeah. But I mean, that was still pretty good, like the whole month.
I think so.
Yeah.
I would have forgotten after the third.
Yeah, but I need like a prompt. Sometimes I wasn't doing it until like I was like, it was like late in the evening. But but I need a new prompt. Yeah. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in, and for returning viewers. Thank you so much for coming back. If you're new here and you like what you see, consider subscribing or giving a like, thumbs up. If you're interested in the sewing retreat, let us know in the comments. Yeah, I think that's it.
I think so.
We're signing off.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.